it actually came from when I was in high school and I was in Spanish class, and I can't remember why, but like we were practicing Spanish or something like that, and I said pink elephant, and the partner I was working with, he's like, no, they're gray, and I just love to argue apparently. Yeah. So I was like, no, elephants are pink. They should have always been pink. They always were pink. And they used to be pink, and then the world became a very sad place, and that's why they became gray and sad and boring. And I'm like, and I just drove it hard, and it just became this running joke.
Yeah.
And I was crafty enough in high school. I don't remember what I was doing, but I was crafty enough that I'm like, if I ever get my own company, I'm calling it Pink Elephant Creations. And
I like it.
It's actually really funny too, because pink elephants is actually a euphemism for being drunk or high. Right. Like in Dumbo, when he goes, when Dumbo, when he drinks from the bucket of whiskey, he's seeing pink elephants. It's seeing pink elephants.
Right.
And so I found that out afterwards, and I don't care. I love it.
Right.
Tansei, this is Devin Bellerose from Otachimo Productions, checking in from Fort Nelson, BC on the traditional territory of the Dene and the Cree. Welcome to the Celebrating Local Arts and Culture podcast, an initiative through the Northern Rockies Arts Council. This project highlights local artists of all kinds, along with elders and knowledge keepers, sharing their stories, experiences, and passion. Alongside each episode, we're also featuring spotlight videos and news articles to help amplify their voices. Our goal is to increase visibility for local creatives, celebrate culture and practices, and strengthen the connection between our community and its roots. A big thank you to Northern Development Initiative Trust, the BC Arts Council, and Northern Rockies Arts Council Board for making this possible. Sit back, relax, and let's dive in.
We're back. I love it. So we're back at the Northern Rockies Art Council Artist Spotlight, and I have with me our second artist here at the Fort Nelson Literacy Society. How are you?
I'm good.
Are you?
A little tired. It's been a long day, rough night with the baby, but I'm good.
Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to dive into all of that awesomeness. I'm with Allyssa Eklund with Pink Elephant.
Pink Elephant Creations.
Pink Elephant. See, I should have wrote that down, and I didn't. So Pink Elephant Creations. So
yeah.
Tell us about it.
Oh, okay. My name is Allyssa. I'm going to say creator because I don't make handmade children's clothes, adult clothes. I've sewn reusable snack bags. I'm trying to figure out how to make reusable bread bags, things like that.
Wow.
Just a lot of things I can create with my hands and sew fabric, textiles, things like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you just see a need and you try to fill the need, I guess.
Sometimes it's kind of seeing something that I've seen at a store and being like, okay, how can I make this myself? How can I make it more sustainably or more affordably maybe? Or even just like, I hate waste. I don't like single-use plastics, so I made reusable snack bags. I used to throw them in the washing machine. I got really into sourdough for a hot minute, literally a hot minute. But I hated putting my bread in plastic because they say it's not good to put in a plastic bag. And then also people are like, oh, I just used disposable shower curtains to go, like shower caps to go on top of the bowl. And I didn't like that. So I bought reusable ones.
Right.
I bought one and then I'm like, I need more. And so I made more. And then it's the same thing. I was making more than one loaf of bread. So it's like, I'm going to make more bread bags to be able to put my bread in. And now I'm done with sourdough. But I still like the idea and I still think it's great. So
when you say you're done with sourdough, you've given up totally, or are you just putting it on the shelf until...
Albus Dumbledore, my sourdough starter, he is currently in the fridge. He's having a snooze.
Okay.
He was taking away from my sewing time.
Oh, okay, I see. Before we dive, this is awesome. Before we dive more into this, I want to go back.
Okay.
Back to the beginning, the origin story of Allyssa and how... Did you always know that you love to create and you love to sew, or?
Yeah, I've always loved making things. I have had a lot of hot minute hobbies over the years. I have a whole shelf of not discarded hobbies, but a lot of art supplies. If you need something, I probably got it because I've done a craft within the past. When I moved to university, though, I didn't really have access to all that stuff. And I was actually at Easter dinner at a friend's house. And her mom was talking about how she was quilting. And I grew up going to a day home, and the mom made her kids handmade rag quilts with all the receiving blankets. And I thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And I'd always been interested in quilting since that time. So when she offered to show me and tell me about it, I jumped on it. And for the next 3 weekends, I was at her house learning how to quilt, make a straight line, get your perfect points, things like that.
Right.
And I quilted for quite a few years after that. I think it was about 4 years of doing that. I worked at a quilt store. I learned about materials. I learned kind of about the dyeing process, different things like that. And then through kind of an other totally random way of like interests merging, I became interested in bamboo clothing and sustainable fashion. So kind of paying people affordable wages, living wages to make clothing in Canada and using renewable resources. It's not the best on the environment for dyeing it, but it is a renewable resource. It also has tons of benefits of being sensory friendly and really durable and moisture wicking and temperature regulating, all these wonderful things. And I was having some health issues, and I was like, this is awesome. I want to order some of this, and started being really intentional with buying a few pieces here and there that to kind of fill my closet. And yeah, so I started doing that, buying from a Canadian company, a Calgary company, actually. I think they're now located in Vancouver. Anywho. And then I started looking, and I'm like, I could do this. I could make this. Like, I want to figure out how to do it. I got myself a serger used off of Facebook Marketplace and started joining different Facebook groups and pattern designing groups and things like that. Got a few tips here and there and started making my own things.
Right.
And I like to try things out, figure out what I want to do. And kids stuff is just so small and uses less fabric. So it was fun to experiment with. And then once I had my daughter, I liked the idea of making things for her. And she had really bad eczema. And so bamboo is recommended because it's really gentle on the skin. So yeah, I started making her things and finding things. And it just kind of blew up.
I want to go all the way back to that
because
because that was
so
awesome.
sorry. That was a lot of information.
No, you make like hosting podcasts so easy. I'm like, okay. But the whole bamboo process, explain a little bit about that to people who may not know what that is.
Okay, so I make clothing, like my clothing items, 80 to 90% with bamboo. So there's bamboo jersey, bamboo French terry, bamboo like fleece. I'm wearing a bamboo fleece sweater today, and I'm like really hot, but it's good. It also like wicks it away and cools you down. So there's just a lot of really great benefits.
So describe the process. So are they like taking fibers?
It's like
from
the bamboo pulp. So it's like it's a rayon from bamboo. So I'm not totally understanding of how it works because it makes me a little sad when I start realizing all the chemicals that go into dyeing it.
Right.
But you kind of have that with any organic fiber.
Right.
The only ones that don't involve a lot of chemicals are your polyesters, but then your clothes are made out of plastic.
Right.
And I don't want to wear plastic personally. So
people don't realize not only the environmental piece, but there's negative reactions from your body and wearing plastic.
Yeah,
right?
well, because your body's not breathing. It's like all your sportswear and stuff is sweat wicking and stuff like that, but it's not absorbing it either.
Right.
I just find like if I'm wearing something polyester, my skin's not breathing. It's getting trapped. I'm getting rashes. It's not the best. As for bamboo, lets it breathe. It wicks it away. It can help keep you warm. It can help keep you cool. It's kind of an all-around great material.
Awesome. So you mentioned your daughter having eczema.
Yeah.
Did you notice a difference once you made the change?
Oh yeah, tons. She got such bad breakouts on her ankles and her wrists, and so even just adding a bamboo cuff to some of her pants,
right.
I noticed a huge difference in it actually being able to heal and not being abrasive and rubbing on it. I specifically make stuff for people who are struggling with sensory issues, whether it be a tag or sometimes cotton just doesn't feel good on the skin. I have a little girl that I just finished making a whole bunch of stuff for who has such bad eczema breakouts that she was crying. She didn't want to get dressed. And the first time she put on a pair of pants that I had made for her, she was like, "Mommy, my skin doesn't hurt." And it was just a game changer for her.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how did you get started? Like, was it your daughter with the eczema, or was this?
I
the designing children's clothes before that?
I was not really designing kids' clothes before that. I was kind of learning and figuring things out as I went. Another issue I struggled with in store-bought clothing is girl clothing sucks. It really sucks. It's too tight. It's cropped. It's belly shirts. It's really tight. My baby had what we like to call like a little Buddha baby belly. It like stuck out. And so all the little girl leggings were so tight on her belly. And then the other option is like little boy stuff, which is fine. I dressed her in lots of little boy stuff. My son had tons of hand-me-downs from his sister. But to be able to put her in a cute print that wasn't going to dig into her belly and would fit her, I was like, okay, how can I get into customizing clothing for her? And also I'm really tall, so customizing clothing for myself. And then also I don't like to have excess of things, so I didn't need to make 10 outfits for my daughter when we can do laundry every couple days and she only needs a few outfits or a few pieces. But I wanted to keep making. And so that kind of led me to deciding to start selling them. And you just get to be so much more creative when you're not just making for one gender and one size.
Right.
So I kind of got to branch off and be like, okay, well, I want to make a little boy thing with a dinosaur and try this combination and all these things. And it's kind of opened up a whole bunch of possibilities of making what I wanted to make and then other people loving them.
Right. And that was my next question. Consciously, was it like you sat there and thought, oh, this is pretty good, I could probably sell this stuff? Or was it like making clothes for friends and family and them saying, hey, you know what, you should actually be selling this. This is awesome.
Kind of a little bit of both. I was kind of like, maybe I could, but not really feeling like I was at a level of doing it. And then just made a couple things for my friend's kiddo who is a few months older than mine. And she's like, I get asked all the time where that outfit is from and this and that. And she was really a really huge support, and it still supports me to this day and helps me feel really validated that I'm actually worth what I'm putting, the price tag I put on things sometimes.
Nice. So is this full time for you?
Oh, gosh, no. No.
Okay.
I am a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 kids. My daughter's almost 3 and my son is almost 7 months old.
Nice.
Yeah, so just as I was starting to kind of get it a little bit more than super part-time, I got pregnant with my son, and so we went back down to super part-time, evenings and weekends, mostly. But yeah, I love it. It makes me happy. It's my happy place.
Awesome. I love it. It's so important for me, I guess, for people to do what they love.
Yeah.
What brings joy and happiness to them. That's so cool. So your son is 7 months.
Yes, he'll be 7 months a week today.
Okay. So when you found out, were you already starting to make things for him? Before he arrived? Or?
I did make a few things for him before he arrived, but we got so many hand-me-downs. And again, it's I don't love excess. So I made a couple very specific intentional pieces, like for easy diaper changes, or I knew we were going to be gone for about 3.5 weeks when he was about 2 months old. And I don't like zippers or buttons in the car seat. I just think they're abrasive. So I had outfits that I like making with it's like a back diaper access.
Right.
And there's nothing on the front. So very nice and smooth and easy to go in the car seat and change diapers. So I made him a few of those, but
that's
nothing
cool.
too much. Yeah.
That is just like so much innovation. So what do you think is the most innovative thing that you've created so far that you're proud of, that you like somebody comes over and you just kind of show them like, check this out?
Oh, probably those. Like if I'm at a market and I'm talking to people and they say they are looking for a baby gift, I'm like, hey, you got to come check this out. Like look at this. And it takes them a second to figure it out. And then they're like, hey, that's really, really cool. Cause there's no zippers to mess up, no buttons. I hate snaps. I can't do snaps. So.
Right. And it just like snaps on everything with regards to babies, right?
Yeah, there's snaps on everything. And like a couple of my things have snaps, like if they're little overalls. But I also don't like the idea of like the snap placket and like the crotch because there's gaps in snaps. And so just trying to find ways to get around that.
Right.
And always experimenting, always trying different things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Right.
But yeah.
People don't realize too, some babies have reactions to like metal, and I know some families kind of struggled with that whole metal piece of the metal snaps and stuff like that. So
yeah, and zippers don't give your outfit any stretch. So if you have something with a zipper, it's not going to stretch there. And the more an outfit can stretch, the longer it can go with a kid. So for example, my baby, he's almost 7 months old. He was wearing a 9-month-old shirt today and 12-month-old pants.
Right.
And he is still wearing a 6-month-old, one of those envelope bum rompers that I made him because it stretches, and they just seem to last longer, the clothes I make.
Right. That's so cool. So cool. So I want to dive back because you talked a little bit about Calgary and you said university.
Yeah.
So do you have like formal education around designing and
No,
sewing?
actually. I went to school I started off in nursing, realized that didn't fill my soul the way I wanted it to. I didn't love patient care, and we were taught to look at a person as a whole and their whole experience in their life and how that went into their health. Mm-hmm. And then the healthcare system just doesn't allow you to practice that right now. So I actually pivoted and I went into social work.
Okay.
And so I've actually been working with kids and babies for at least like 8 years before I had my own kids. So I was really familiar with like what kids need and things that I saw as lacking with kids, and trying to think of ways to improve them, especially I worked with a lot of kids with sensory challenges. And just different behavioral things. And it's like, okay, how can we try to find something that works better for that kid? I've done weighted blankets, I've done sensory bags, I've done a lot of different things in regards to seeing what I've saw at work and kind of implementing it in what I make.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So as a little girl, was the nurse thing always there, or like I feel like everybody kind of has in their nature an understanding of what they'd love to do. So when that decision for being a nurse, when did that happen?
I was actually in a really, really bad car accident when I was 17. Before that, I wanted to be a vet or maybe a doctor.
Okay.
But I was in a really, really bad car accident that had me in the hospital for over a week. I was in a coma. I had major surgery, I had a chest tube and all this stuff. And my nurses were amazing.
Right.
I looked at what they did and I looked at what my doctors did, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be a doctor who sees a patient for 30 seconds. I want to be the nurse who helps and just makes you feel seen and stuff like that. And that kind of is what led me into nursing school and then out of nursing school.
And that was in Calgary?
That was in Calgary, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I went to Mount Royal University. And
okay, cool.
Yeah.
I know Mount Royal, so it's...
Yeah, I was there for 8 years.
Wow.
And I left with a diploma.
So then the pivot into social work, how did that happen?
I was in nursing. I wasn't that accident I was in. I had some traumatic brain injury stuff from it. So I couldn't actually read a textbook until I was about 3 or 4 years into my university journey.
Wow.
So you can't really be in nursing if you can't read a textbook.
Right.
You kind of need to have that information. And so I wasn't doing the greatest in my classes. I'm like, it'll get better when I get into the field and the practicum. And I'm like, no, I do not enjoy patient care. I enjoy talking to my patients. I enjoy learning about their lives and their stories and being there and trying to find resources to help them. But the actual nursing wasn't serving me. Mm-hmm. So I took a minute, I paused. I was like, okay, I'm going to figure out what I want to do. I did some courses to try to get my GPA back up while I started working as a family support worker, and fell in love with it. It was good. I'd always done work, even as a young teenager, with kids with autism. I did a lot of respite care in my hometown. It was a small community and hard to get people out to do that type of stuff.
For sure.
And it just kind of led into working with families. And then there was times I was working with families, and I'm like, I don't agree with this decision. Like, I want to be able to make more change and help more, and than the role I was in, which led me to going to school for social work.
Nice.
Yeah.
You mentioned as you're describing being inspired by the nurses, like.
Yeah.
So what else inspires you? Like. I guess more. We got to keep this on track with the business. So, what inspires you for your business and that creative process and all of those sorts of things?
My daughter definitely inspires me. Like she has an opinion. Even as when she was younger, she had an opinion about what she wanted to wear. I have an opinion about what I want her to wear as well. I believe in play for kids. Like, my background with social work, play is so important, and helping kids to play. And we don't realize sometimes how restrictive what we're putting our children in for clothing can restrict the play they're doing. For example, you put say my son was 7 months old and a girl, and I put him in a dress when he's trying to learn how to crawl, he's going to get so frustrated with that dress getting stuck underneath of him and pulling and stuff that it's just not practical, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. There's a lot of really cute dresses and babies who figure it out because they figure it out. But for my daughter, I would make her like tunic length stuff at that age. Or like the wider waistband. Again, it's not digging in when she's trying to bend over to play. So that really inspires me. Same with my daughter at 1, could not stand like flutters, ruffles on her shoulders. And now she loves them. She calls them her wings. Every shirt needs wings on it if I'm making it. So it's like, okay, how can we make wings? How can we make them bigger and better and all of that?
So do you find yourself just kind of studying like kids at the play place and just kind of like
That's a little
how do
no, I've worked with kids for so long, and so much of it was built around them playing. But also I am a part of a lot of Facebook groups. So different pattern designers, different fabric designers, and people share what they make, and there's amazing artists out there. I'm gonna call them artists because I really think that what people put out is art. It's amazing. And so there's times I look at it and I'm like, how can I make that work? Because I use mostly bamboo, and it's a very fluid, very drapey material. It can be tricky to work with sometimes depending on what it is. And so it's like, okay, I will play with this, see how I can make it better. Okay, that didn't quite work. Let's try this. Tried lots of different things that way, but a lot of inspiration from the sewing community and other people and seeing what they've made.
Amazing, yeah. There's this huge kind of network that we create now through social media, and that wasn't there before. Like I think of our mothers and, you know, our grandmas who kind of just had to figure things out. And I guess like for our grandmas, there's probably that more social piece where they kind of gathered and sewed all together and, you know, made sourdough and all of that. So.
I now call those stitch and bitch sessions. But it's like you get together with other people, whether it's sewing or crocheting or something. I have friends who do it, and it's the best to get together and share and get feedback and stuff like that. It's great to be able to do it in person, but also being able to share in these online communities like, hey, look what I made. Like, this is the need I saw, and this is how I found a way to fill it. A lot of what I started focusing on actually was Grow With Me clothing. So the idea being it spans 3 sizes, so maybe not 3 years because we know how fast kids grow. But for example, you could take a sweatshirt and it's a 3T to a 6 youth. So when they're saying 3T wearing it, it's going to fit pretty baggy. You roll up the cuffs, it's going to be longer in length. As for when they get to the top of that 6 youth one, it's fitting more like a snug hoodie. But again, it's that sustainability that we don't need something that they outgrow in 6 months, and it's durable and it can last and it can be handed down to the next sibling or friend or cousin after they've worn it for those 3 sizes. Oh, I love it. You mentioned your daughter. She's having more of an influence on the designs and all of that. So like I know my daughters, and so for yourself, are you creating, or now are you consulting with her before you start creating? Because I know what that could be like for young girls. It's like, no, I'm not wearing that after you've put so much time and effort. She's not that opinionated yet, but now it's very much, she sees me working on something and she's like, that's for me. And I'm like, no, this is for somebody else. Or we've done a few birthday party presents lately. And I'm like, what do you think like so-and-so would like? And she's like, I like bluey. And I'm like, okay, well, this isn't for you. And she's like, I want this bluey granny. So I'm like, okay, I will make you something after I make this present type of thing. And just kind of filling her wardrobe that way. She's also started to have an opinion about what she wears, and like she gets herself dressed, and there's times I'm like, ooh, those don't match. She's like, but mommy made them. I'm like, yep, just because mommy made them doesn't mean they match. So now we're doing fun tops and more neutral pants, but it's she gets it's a way to express herself, right? So she'll go through sometimes and pull out a fabric and be like, I want this. And it's like, okay, so I go and look at her wardrobe and it's what size do we need next maybe, or what season is coming up, and I'll make something for that. Because again, she doesn't need like 1,000 things.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure. So kind of touched a little. I'm kind of curious, like what sort of challenges are you facing with regards to Pink Elephant?
Time Time's
Yeah.
a big one.
For sure.
Really busy, but like I said, it's what makes me happy. So sometimes even if it's just getting down for half an hour to do something, feels really good. Doesn't get even close to finishing something. A challenge being up here sometimes can be sourcing things. You kind of have to mail it all in, but I try sourcing from other Canadian companies.
Right.
So although you can't print bamboo fabric here in Canada, there are a lot of wonderful businesses that order it overseas and bring it in and distribute it and stuff like that. And so I work with some really awesome woman-led businesses who do that. And the quality is amazing. It's really great. Other small family businesses for some of the solids. But yeah, just being able to have it in. People come into my sewing space and they're like, wow, this could be a store.
Wow.
And it could be, because I have probably something of everything, because I hate getting an idea and not being able to finish it because I don't have the supplies. But
Yeah. So that's a challenge, I guess. Like being up in northern BC, it's like, this is what I need, and how do I get it? So for that stuff, you're ordering in? Or?
Yeah, I ordered in. Unfortunately, a bit too much Amazon sometimes, so I try to compensate.
I was gonna name drop Amazon.
So I get like elastic and zippers from Amazon, but also I get elastic and zippers and thread from they're located in Vancouver. They're a dead stock company. So thread, fabric, notions, you name it, they get it from, say, like a movie set or a store closing or something that would have probably gone to the landfill.
Right.
And they sell it as, I think they may be a nonprofit. Don't quote me on that. Anyways,
okay.
But so you can get zippers for more foldable, or the thread or the elastic. It may not be the exact size you need at the time. So I probably got 20 zippers that aren't a size I need at this moment in time, but I got one and I can make it work for a project. Awesome. I also love that you'll see someone shout out on the Facebook, like on the Facebook rants and raves, being like, hey, anybody have like a zipper or a button or something? I'm like, hey, I got it. Come on over. Like, go take a look. Have at it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about your space. Describe your space to myself and everybody out there that, well, actually, that's curious about it.
Just measured it the other day. It's a 16 by 14 foot space.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right. It feels really, really big.
Are you super organized, or is it things just like scattered everywhere?
Depends on the day you walk in.
Okay.
I got all my solids on a wall that I actually made the shelving for myself out of old doors from our house.
Nice.
The people who lived there before renovated and left all this, like the flat panel doors.
Right.
So I turned it into shelving. So it's all in rainbow order. I got a big cutting table in the middle made out of like 2 IKEA cabinets with a countertop on it.
Nice.
I got my 3 different machines. Each have a different table. I got pegboard on the wall. That's what it's called, with all my thread in rainbow order. It's like just a big open space, but it's behind our family living room couch, which my husband calls couch basement. It's a 13 by 13 foot sectional.
Right.
And so he sits there and watches TV, or my kids do, and I sew, and my kids' play area is right beside it. So it's a big family space.
Nice.
Really.
Okay. So
yeah.
It's not a closed space, which is governed by...
Nope, it is.
By mom, and nobody allowed in mom's sewing room.
It's open. We just make sure there's no like sharps left open, needles on the ground. My kids can come and go as they please. When my son was a baby, I baby wore him and so, well, I guess he's still a baby, but he feels so big these days. But when he was itty bitty, I baby wore him and sewed, and he comes to markets with me, and I'll baby wear him, and he falls asleep. And, yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Advice for any other, mom in your situation is super talented and wants to do the same thing you're doing.
Wow. That's a tricky one, because I would not be able to do it without this amazing support of my husband. He's fantastic. This is what makes me happy. It is my mental health. I was 2 weeks postpartum from a C-section, and I was downstairs in my sewing space.
Wow.
And my husband makes that able to happen. But for any other mom out there, I think it's so important to have something that makes you feel like you outside of just your kids.
Right, for sure.
I love my kids. Love them dearly. Mm-hmm. But I would not be nearly as good of a mom as I am if I didn't have something to kind of ground me and be like, hey, I'm not just a mom.
Right.
So whether it's like 10 minutes, 20 minutes that you can eke out to do something for yourself. I also read a study once that says doing 10 to 15 minutes of a creative, like something creative that truly makes you happy as a new mom is better than an hour nap.
Right, for sure.
So if you're going to go have that nap, maybe take 10 to 15 minutes to do something for you that's creative.
So are you structured in how you measure that time? Because like as an artist, I get totally consumed with whatever project I'm working on, whether it's painting or a piece of beadwork or something. And I, like, even though I'm with my family and physically and I'm there, but my mind is back with the project and I'm thinking about, and I'm always looking at it. Especially when I'm painting, I'll keep looking at it. I'll put it in a place to keep looking and looking, and I'm processing. So my mind is 100% with it. How do you manage that?
I definitely had to set boundaries because, like you said, I can go down a spiral of trying to research how to do something, which has me glued to my phone, which I don't like doing that in front of my kids. But if my kid's watching a movie, yeah, that's my time. I will be researching it. We'll be cuddling together, spending that time. I use the screen as a tool so that I can enjoy my time. But also I know what stages of the process I can be interrupted in and walk away from, and which ones I need to stay in the moment. So example, cutting patterns out. Yeah, it's probably the easiest stage to get up and walk away because I'm already standing. Mm-hmm. But if I have to turn off my projector and turn it back on, I have to recalibrate, remember what I've cut, what I haven't, and it's a bit of a process. So I try to do that when I know I have a solid hour of time.
Right.
But sitting at the machine, yeah, I can sew a row of stitches, like get up, play, whatever. And I can also, I don't get too into it that I can't talk back to whatever they're doing. So the biggest hazard is my daughter will set up her toys and play in my area. And I just have to make sure I don't trip over them when I get up because I forget that she's set up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'm going to switch up the question just a little bit. If you could go back and if you could give yourself some advice earlier as you were beginning, what advice would you give yourself?
Take every opportunity to learn, right? If you have someone offering like, hey, like, do you want to learn how to do this? Do you want to come to this class? Find time to go to the class and learn that skill or to learn how they do it, because it's going to save you a lot of time in the long run. Right. Also just start, like find that used machine and just start. Do you know how long I sat there like trying to figure out if I could make my own clothing and if it was doable and if I would like be good enough at or have the skills when I could have just bought the serger and tried it and figured it out, or gone to a maker space and tried it out.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you find like you sat in that for a long time, like this idea, until you actually just got the serger and gave it a try and then it took off?
Let's say I spent like 2 years buying clothes that other women were making that I could have been making myself. Which is okay. I'm totally happy to support those companies, and I still do support them because there's times I'm just like, this isn't the time I want to spend to make myself a hoodie or something. I'd rather spend it trying this new creative idea. But yeah, no, I don't regret it. I think everything happens for a purpose, and that time was needed to get to where I wanted to be with some other skills I was working on. So yeah.
So what was the first thing you ever made for yourself? I'm curious.
Oh, for myself? I made myself a quilt. Okay. I don't know if that counts.
Like how long ago? Like
first thing like I ever.
Like your first creation where?
Oh gosh, it probably would have been like 5 years old and made myself a friendship bracelet. Like,
are you serious? Okay.
I don't know how far back you want me to go.
Let's go back further. No, just
but like I did lots of friendship bracelets and stuff like that.
Oh, well, how about clothing then?
Oh, clothing. Yeah. I made something for myself for clothing when I was postpartum with my daughter, and I wanted nursing hoodies. And I didn't want a polyester nursing hoodie from Amazon. Right. So I figured out how to make my own, and yeah, it was fantastic. They're great.
Cool. Yeah. So was that the bamboo material?
Yeah, well, some of it was bamboo. At the time, I was just getting started out, and so it was kind of whatever I could get my hands on that was affordable to be practicing with. Right. But I already knew I liked bamboo, so anytime I saw bamboo on sale, I was buying it. Nice. So I have some that are bamboo. I had a couple that were cotton. I have one that's polyester, and I never wear that one. I'll probably cut that up and turn into something else in the future here.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna do a kind of just a side fun question.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What is something you didn't eat as a child, but you absolutely love today?
That could be a laundry list
Is it?
answer. I was an extremely picky child. But I'd have to say sushi. Like, you couldn't get me within 10 feet of sushi. I would pretend to gag and like couldn't be in the room if my mom was eating it. Now I love it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
So your mom was the sushi
Oh, my mom
eater?
loves sushi, and so did my brother and my little brother. They would go out and they're like, "Oh, what do you get?" And they're like, "Oh, sushi." And I'm like, "No, not going to." I feel the same way about McDonald's, but that hasn't changed. So,
what do you mean? Like you love McDonald's?
oh, I hate McDonald's.
Okay.
Yeah, can't stand it.
Yeah, as a parent though, like growing up, like my early children, it was so convenient. But now it's like, don't even look. Like we don't even consider. And as we get older, we've just educate ourselves on healthier choices for our children.
My husband loves McDonald's.
Oh yeah,
it is his favorite. So it is a very special daddy-daughter date after swimming, and they go and get McDonald's.
Nice.
I think she mostly just drinks the chocolate milk though, because that's all I ever hear about. They had brown milk. They didn't have brown milk.
So me is olives. Like I had an uncle and my mom who absolutely loved olives, and I'm like, why would you do that? But now I think it was the whole Mediterranean diet trend where I tried it and I was like kind of started eating more for health as opposed to taste, right? So now I tolerate olives.
I still can't do them. I think it's a texture thing. They taste like, I don't know, it's like a spongy mushroom. I don't know. I just can't do the olives. I'm still picky apparently.
Right. So what do you have coming up? Do you have anything big coming up for?
I'm actually prepping for my first Easter table setup. I'm going to be at the Fort Nelson Farmers Market at the Elks Hall on March 28th.
Nice.
So I'm currently getting some Easter stuff together for that, but not too Eastery because I don't like clothes being stuck in just a single season. Right. So more of like, it's got some bunnies, but it's not Easter, and just some other fun hoodies.
Kind of like spring.
Yeah.
Springtime. Let's shake off the snow
and some spring stuff. I haven't done a spring specific market yet, and so I'm excited to bring out some new spring styles because I'm always doing Christmas or fall markets.
Nice. Mm-hmm. So do you have a lot of patterns like already established now? Do you have this whole resource thing? Or are you constantly creating from scratch?
Oh gosh, no, I don't create my own patterns. I use some really awesome indie pattern companies and some bigger pattern companies as well. And also following tips of other wonderful makers to kind of hack them and make them what I want. And I don't ever sell something until I'm happy with the way it's coming out. So I will go through a pattern and I'll have friends or my daughter or somebody test it out before it goes to be sold. So there's times my daughter is wearing things. People are like, "Ooh, are you going to make that for the market?" I'm like, "No, it sucks. I'm not making that again. It's not functional in the way I want it to be functional."
Right. That's where you got to almost do that test market piece as you get bigger, right? You got to kind of ask other people's opinions. And I know as artists, it's tough because like even myself as a painter is like, do I love painting what people want, or do I just want to just sit there and splash paint around and create and fill my own cup, right?
Yeah, and so I do customs, and there's times where I love doing customs and having that collaborative piece, and then there's other times where I'm like, I just want to make what I want to make and like put it out there and see what people think. But I do like to make sure a pattern comes together and fits appropriately first. Just the sizing can be really wonky sometimes. Just as if you go to a store, you can go to 3 different stores and buy the same size and it's not going to fit the same, right? Right. So I like to try to figure that out and get it a bit more streamlined before I put something out there.
Awesome. Yeah. So where do people find you? Like social media? What do you got going on?
Yeah, Facebook, my Facebook page, Pink Elephant Creations, is probably the best way to reach out to me. I am on Instagram as well. Something like that. I think it might be like pink_elephant_creations. I think that's what it is. But yeah, I keep trying to get into the process of getting a website up and going and just kind of posting what I want. Maybe if I did like a weekly drop type of thing of things I've made that week, I think that would be really cool. Right. But I gotta wait for my son to get a bit older first. Right.
I
I only got nap times right now because
He's priority. He gets all the good time, all the mom time.
Yeah. My daughter goes to school a few days a week, just play school here in town. Absolutely love it. So sometimes I get sewing done there if he chooses to nap, but if he doesn't, then we're just hanging out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed this so much, Allyssa.
Oh, thanks for having me. This was really good.
Absolutely. So this is Allyssa Eklund with Pink Elephant Creations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Best of luck for the future.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Thank you for listening. This is your podcast host, Devin Bellerose from Otachimo Productions. Make sure to check out the Artist Spotlight videos and news articles. Thank you to Ryan Dickie from Winterhawk Studios for the video production and Esme Stevens for the amazing articles. Shout out to project director Francine Freeman from Northern Rockies Arts Council and the Fort Nelson Literacy Center for the use of their space. And a final thank you to our sponsors BC Arts Council and the NDIT, Northern Development Initiative Trust, for all of your support. Follow along for our next Artist Spotlight. Moistas.